guys? Professor Art here. This is going to be a video in regards to my theory about why they won't let you slam the weights at the gym. Now, there's a growing epidemic of pussificated gyms who won't allow individuals to slam the weights on the ground after they perform their deadlifts. Now, besides the obvious statement of, well, that's the rules, Professor Art, that's the rules, you know, it's just, alright, you subservient, bootlicking government entitled jackasses, we get it, you guys will, you know, sell your mother for $1 if it means that you have loyalty towards whatever governmental agency you swear your oath to. Nah, I'm just joking, these guys are just like, they're very law-abiding, of course, they just want to say that's the rules, but just because something is a rule doesn't necessarily mean that it's barring away from critique. You can critique something that's a rule. Now, on to my theory in regards to why this rule has taken a place in our society. And gymnasiums. Gyms. Not gymnasiums. Gyms. If you think of gymnasium, think of like people doing cartwheels and shit. Gyms is like, you know, heavy shit. Alright? Heavy things being lifted. Alright, so my theory in regards to that is I think 45-year-old soccer moms have a lot to do with it. Yes, I really do. I believe that their involvement in the entire gym atmosphere has something to do with it. Because I remember my first time getting called out for deadlifting, if you will, way back in the day. So I was deadlifting in our old gym, and of course this one woman, whatever, I don't know what the fuck she wanted with me. I don't know what was going on, right? But she was saying something like, like she was kept looking my direction. Didn't say a single thing to me, but kept looking my direction, mumbling in my peripheral, right? Now, of course, nothing was being said to me. It was, you know, nothing was being said to me, of course. But afterwards, someone at the front desk comes up to me and says, "Hey, can you try not to slam the weights?" I'm like, I was very perplexed by that statement. Very, very perplexed. I'm like, what's going on here? What the fuck? Like, isn't this Powerhouse Gym? It's Powerhouse Gym, damn it, Powerhouse Gym. What's the point of having a badass name like Powerhouse Gym and not being allowed to slam the weights? So yeah, 45-year-old soccer moms, they really alter the atmosphere. I think, and not to say that I hate soccer moms or I can't stand women or anything. That's not what this is going to turn into. But I think their involvement really altered the entire atmosphere. And people who just enforce the actual rules are making the gym turn into a place where it's just like, it's very pacificated. It's not as hardcore as it once was. And that's a very, very bad thing because deadlifts they're excellent. They're a movement they're high impact, not necessarily high impact, but they're a very, very, very high intensity lift. You can reap a lot of benefits. You can gain a lot of back thickness, a lot of glute strength, a lot of hamstring strength. Yes. Also, here's my second theory in regards to that. Whatever. I think people who don't like weights being slammed are those who prefer libraries as opposed to loud areas. Now, this comes from someone who likes quietness. Like, I love quietness. However, I understand the mindset of wanting to be in a flow state, but the gym is a place of disruption in a sense where you're disrupting the muscle, and everyone has their headphones on anyway. So a person who's befuddled by this can't feel secure with themselves. They have to have a certain level of conditioning in which they feel as if this environment is a bit intimidating, so they simply want to alter the environment because it gets them out of their comfort zone in a sense. So when they're hearing clanging and banging, they feel as if they're intimidated. And a lot of gyms are trying to be very inclusive and they're trying to be very all-encompassing and incorporate certain aspects of their gym culture that can attract all walks of life. However, as someone who looks at business for what it is, you know, valuing your core fan base it should be your prime directive. You shouldn't have as many stakeholders in the sense where you're trying to attract everybody. You know, when you try to attract everybody, you attract no one. That's because the quality of your product degrades over time. And that's saying something because the gym that would get upset at me for saying that eventually closed down. Now, of course, I'm not saying that's directly the cause of that. However, I'm willing to bet that's one of the major causes. That's one of the major influences in regards to the degradation of the gym. That's probably one of the straws that broke the camel's back. One aspect that would push somebody above the edge and say, you know what, fuck it, I'm canceling my membership. And eventually the person didn't have enough funds to support their actual business, and yeah, it went out of business. The casual stopped showing up, and then the hardcore guy stopped showing up. So, no, it was actually the hardcore guy stopped showing up, and then the casual guy stopped showing up, and then the gym just became a freaking ghost town with me just lifting at 5 a.m. in the morning, and all of a sudden, They closed down one day, yeah. And so fast forward to I forgot what year it was, 3 years ago from this year, 2020 I think, 2021, I forget. So I'm at this new gym, and I've never gotten anybody complaining about weights being slammed, weights being slammed down, whatever, right? Until one person complains, right? Of course, this skinny broccoli-headed TikTok boy walks up to me right now. I'm not saying this to hate on that hairstyle or to hate on how they look, but I'm noticing that there is a rule that states, try to control when performing Olympic lifts, try controlling the weight. However, no one enforces it. No one at the front desk enforces it. They find it a bit. I think they find it a bit ridiculous to enforce, so they simply just do away with enforcing it altogether. However, this one person loves to enforce it. And he walks up to me and says, "Hey, can you try not to slam the weight?" And I'm explaining to him how this movement is a very explosive movement. Trying to control it. I don't care who you are. You're not controlling this weight. You're not going to eccentrically control on the way down and have it barely touch the ground and have it like 1/60 of an inch on the ground, whatever, right? Like prior to it like making a little impact, like a slight tap. You're not doing that with this much weight, right? Now that's for me. Like I don't know about you guys. There might be some mythical creature out there who says, "Oh, a 471 that's lightweight to deadlift, whatever. Oh, that's light. Oh, you should be able to put that down, smoothly. Blah blah. Okay, post a video of yourself. I want to see that. I'm gonna issue an open challenge. I want to see that. Have like high definition camera, 4K. I want to hear all the audio. I want to hear it so quiet that you can hear a fucking pin drop. That's a challenge to those guys, right? So I'm explaining it to him that's very intense, whatever, right? And then he concedes that I look like I know what I'm doing, of course. However, it's rules are rules, right? And I'm noticing his physique right now. This isn't to not on him, whatever, or make fun of anyone. However, there seems to be a high correlation with those who complain about loud noises at the gym and those who are small. I'm noticing that because those who have a level of physicality, like whether it's for a sport they're training for, or whether it's for powerlifting, strongmen, or whether if it's for just aesthetics is my case, whatever. Like I train for aesthetics, whatever. However, a level of physicality they're proud of, right? A level of a goal they're trying to have set in mind. Even if this goal is lofty, right? They have something that they're comfortable with. People of that background never take issue with the clanging and banging, the loud noises of the machines. They don't take issue. It's always people who are very very small, right? They take issue with that, and the front desk is riper with individuals who just they look like they don't even lift. And that's not to say that you should hire some guy who can deadlift 700 pounds. Although I think it should be a prerequisite. Like you should be able to deadlift 315 with perfect form minimum in order to work at the front desk. That's if I ran a gym. It'd be funny as hell because that completely just that sets the bar. Like I like Natural Hypertrophy made a video about this, whatever, right? And that shit made me laugh to this day. Like that's where I got that statement from. People who work at the front desk should be able to deadlift a minimum of 315, perfect form. No fucking bullshit. No grab ass. No doggy back action, like perfect ass form, right? That made me laugh my ass off, and I think that rule should be incorporated. Now, I know this individual, this TikTok boy, if you will, right? I'm not calling him that to make fun of him or anything. He just looks like a TikTok boy, broccoli hair, the sides are faded, very very scrawny, like that necklace. They all look the same. It's like there's a factory of these guys being created. But yeah, so he's telling me that this is the rule, they don't want it, and he's telling me the funniest shit ever. The plates can break that way. We've had plates break. And then I'm explaining physics to him. So I'm explaining physics to him. I'm like, so the only way the weights are deformed is if you are unilaterally unracking it from one side. Like you ever see a squat rack? You ever see one idiot who unracks one side of the squat rack, whatever, and ends up falling up the other side, and then he makes a big scene. Everyone's looking at him like breaking their necks, like, yo, what's this guy doing? Like, what the hell is he doing? Like he's just like, what the fuck? It's basic physics. You gotta unhook it. You gotta unhook it evenly, right? So that's why I explained to him whatever. And he's like, okay, you have a point on that one. However, people manage to break it. And I'm like, yeah, like they manage to break it the way I described it to you. They take it off one side, if you gotta take it off the other side, and it slams. Like I've seen it. I've seen it happen several times. Now with the deadlift, I find it very difficult to believe that Rogue One plates are gonna break. Especially plates who are, those kilogram plates, whatever, with the SI units, because metric is apparently superior for some bizarre reason, right? Those plates, those bumper plates, right? They're very, very durable, and they were made for these lifts, right? And so you're using these plates when they're saying, they're gonna break. And I'm looking at the plates, whatever, right? They're in perfect condition, mint condition, not a guy didn't scratch on them, whatever, right? That shows you how many people really deadlift or are taken seriously, whatever, right? I'm like, what? Like, this person has no concept of or understanding of the actual movement. So those are my two takes on it. I think 45-year-old soccer moms and individuals who are not that large take issue with the weights being slammed on the ground. That's my take on it. I think it's just, and it might go deeper than that. It might go like, I can go from a societal standpoint of like, not necessarily shaming, but it's from a standpoint of like, you're now an anomaly, you're kind of an outlier now, you're just the guy that's just kind of going against the grain in a sense, where you have individuals who are quiet and they're afraid of expressing themselves, whatever, they're afraid of like, you know, they're afraid of exuding characteristics that will make the lung alarm go off in Power Fit and Planet Fitness. That's not a real gym, by the way. In Planet Fitness, like they're afraid of letting off like a small grunt. Me, I'm making ugly faces or whatever. Like, I don't shout when I lift. I make the most crazy grimaces ever when I lift. Like, I look crazy as shit, right? But deadlifts are the one lift whatever I'm the most loudest at, because it's difficult to actually, you know, the goal isn't to put the weight down smoothly. It's not. You know, in gyms who are doing that, it's just like they're really degrading the quality of their product. They're attracting filthy casuals to their product. They're not using the space of the actual gym to its full capacity, its full potentiality. That's my humble opinion about it. This video is long enough, 11 minutes. Hopefully I'm very concise. I'm going to edit this video off to eliminate the autistic nature of my speech patterns, because I'm not the most articulate in regards to freestyling videos, but this is the best I can do. Alright guys, peace.
Fatality.